What's up to another video? It's your boy Ing Vendetta. Season 5 episode 5 of Trailer Park Boys. Trying out new angles so it looks different, but it's always the same thing. Uh, Season 5 episode 5, Jim Leahy is a drunk bastard and he would always be. So, I fucking love this episode. Let's rewind a little bit the clock, and how did the episode end last night? Well, yeah, I just really let I watch it one a day. I'm sorry about that. Who? Ricky blamed Bubble, but Bubble he let himself get blamed. And then we learned that it was Ricky's fault. So season 5 is a bit, Bubble, he should be angry about the whole thing, right? Because Ricky did fuck him over a little bit. And yeah, right? So we have the beginning, we have some bacon. How am I starting this shit? Okay, start up boys. Bacon is a celebration, right? But yeah, the house is burned down. They're still trying to make so breakfast. Their breakfast is gonna be what we call it, bacon. So Ricky has some, Ray has some. Julian is sleeping in a tent. Bubble, he's hungry. He wants the bacon. There's no more. It's really bad. The boys are doing bad. They're doing bread heels on bacon, and Ricky says it's fucking good, and Bubbles like, nah, it's not that good. And there's a cute scene where Bubbles is like, yo, can I have some? And he's like, he thinks that Ricky's gonna try it to trick him, but Ricky doesn't. Right? Oh man, this show is amazing. You got Julian who wants liquor. Ray's like, nah, I'm not gonna share, because there's this constant fight between Julian and Ray. Ray is kind of an asshole to a lot of people, right? But he cares about Rick because he's his son, and he cares about Bubble because he's like his son, right? But Julian, he's not his family, and if Ray thinks that Julian thinks he's the best, so he despises him for that. We're all coming from the park. There's some really cool moments here. There's some really good moments. Like in the beginning, we got Jim Leahy. This episode is a focus on Jim Leahy, who's been saying that he doesn't drink. But with the title, we know he's drinking, right? So the whole season he's pretending like he doesn't drink. So you're like, oh, good for you, Jimmy. And the only one that knew was Ray and Julian because they're too smart, right? They're two smart people. So you got Phil Collins, which is the father of Jacob Collins, which is important. I'm sorry, I'm tired. This is not a good position. Wait a sec. All the habits die hard. We're at the right position. I feel like, yeah, it feels much more natural, much better. So yeah, so the whole episode, we're thinking, okay, this is gonna be fun, right? This episode is actually a lot more meaningful. Now that I'm in a comfy position, I can focus on this episode, so it's gonna be better. We start with Phil Collins, who was addicted to eating, just like Randy, and he's talking about how hypnosis tape they helped him. And it's fun because you got a moment where Phil is trying to teach Randy how to kayak. So it's a really cool moment that you would see in an everyday life of, you would see in your park and you would see that and you're like, oh, this is a cool park, there's some good people, right? But then you got the boys, and right away, Trin, which is the daughter of Rick, she throws bottle at Randy. So it's kind of cute. Leahy's been trying to hide that he's drinking. Oops, no more hat, I guess. Yeah, no more hats. C'est la vie. Yeah, so I'm sorry, it's 4:30 a.m., right? And I'm still filming. We did all of these. So we got Jim who's starting to talk about the liquor more and more, and he's calling Randy Bobendi, which he does when he's drunk. He's talking about the taste and smell. So Randy's really, really afraid. The guys, they've really fucked over Bubble last episode, so they're trying to make it up to him. They want to play the badminton set because we know at the beginning of the fifth season, Bubble was really into badminton, but then they end up buying him a space rocket, so they get high. There's so many good moments of this episode. There's a space talk where Ricky can function, Julian is helping. There's some really, really cool moments, right? And it's just cool to see that the boys they care enough about Bubble to say, fuck, let's take a break, let's focus on Bubble, he's our friend, he needs some attention, right? It's weird because Rick and Julian, they've never mentioned of the age of the guys. They're supposed to be all the same age, but Rick and Julian are big brothers to Bubble. Um, I think it's really cool that the guy they take care of their friend like that. Um, There's they end up buying a rocket. They go to fly the rocket. Ray out Jimmy as somebody that drinks, because Jimmy is going around with a bottle of water. It's actually vodka, so it's kind of cool because this episode leads to my favorite, which is Don't Cross the Shit Line. We'll be reviewing that tomorrow. But yeah, this episode ends with Leahy saying, "Oh, he's drunk. I'm drunk." Right? And that didn't make any fucking sense, right? And then he backs up and he breaks the rocket. So he already pissed off the boys, and Ray was pissed at Leahy because the boys were having fun. But on one hand, Ray's right. They should be able to have fun. On the other hand, they were high in the middle of the road. So, you know, Leahy had a bit of a point here. And it's amazing because we see that it's weird because Ray and Leahy are probably the same age. So they've been having beef on and off, right? And it sucks because just last episode we had a good moment with Leahy and Bubbles. So, you know, but on a series where each season is 8 9 episodes, you have to move along quick, right? That's a whole episode there, and I think it's a pretty good episode. I think it leads to much better. It's like Don't Cross the Shit Line and I Am the Liquor. It's really good. This episode was pretty okay. But sadly, the head of the episode is at the very end when Randy learned that Leahy gets drunk. He encouraged Leahy to get drunker, and it's like, yo, let's fuck with the boys. And it's a different thing. It's completely different because, of course, up till then, Randy didn't like the boys, but he never went against them. If Leahy was like, yo, go against them, okay, he's gonna go. But he never purposely like, oh, I'm gonna fuck with the boys. Right? When Ricky and Julian were in jail in season 3 finale, Randy was the one to help them. When uh when Randy became the supervisor, the weekend supervisor, Julian helped him like get some point by closing the bar. There's a lot of good moments between the boys and Randy, and in real life, Randy is actually a good friend of the 3 other guys, right? Because they're all like a group of friends. So the fact that Randy is finally saying, "Yo, I'm down to destroy the boys," is kind of like a turning point, right? The original show there's 7 seasons, so this is way more than halfway. Again, super episode, super cool. And yeah, that's the review. I love you guys. Peace. Peace. Know what I'm saying?